how to make this crochet washcloth. I use these all the time to clean off my countertops. I use them to clean my face if I have makeup on. I just use soap and water and wipe down the counter. These can go in the washer and dryer, and they are just seriously the best things. Especially if you want to learn how to crochet. It's really easy and simple to make these washcloths. So the yarn I'm using is classic cotton from Loops and Threads. I buy this at Michael's for $2.99 a ball, which is a pretty good deal. And I'm just going to start off by making a slip knot. If you have never crocheted before, I have another video on my channel for the absolute beginner. I teach you how to do a slip knot in-depth chain tutorial. So go ahead and check that video out if you haven't yet. And that's also where I teach you how to single crochet. This pattern introduces the double crochet, which I will show you here. So what I am going to start with is I'm going to start by chaining 27 chains to make my washcloth. If you wanted it larger or smaller, you could make it larger or smaller. Just chain an odd number. Notice how I'm using my thumb and my middle finger to hold the project and to guide it over the hook. And I'm using my right index finger to guide the loop on the hook up and down. So I use my hands to help the hook glide along the project. I go much more into detail in my other video about hand placement as well. All right, so once you have your 27 chains, we are going to start this project off with a double crochet. So I'm going to start from the third chain from hook. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to yarn over first and insert my hook into the third. 1, 2, 3. Chain from hoop. Now I can yarn over and pull through, and I have 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through only 2 of those loops, and then I'm going to yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops on the hook. And those 3 steps are called a double crochet. In this next stitch, I'm going to single crochet. So I am going to insert my hoop, yarn over and pull through, and now I have 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through those 2, and that's a single crochet. And then I'm just going to repeat, alternating double crochet, single crochet all throughout this chain. And now it's really important that this first row is correct. Double, single, double, single, double, single, because that is the foundation for this pattern. So here you're going to see me check to make sure that I am not making any mistakes. So here we have a single and a double. You can tell the difference from those 2 loops versus the 1 single loop right there. So I'm going to make sure that I'm alternating single, double, and it looks like I did 2 double crochets in a row right there. So I am actually going to frog these stitches. I heard that it's called frogging because you rip it out. You rip out the stitches, you frog them to make sure that you're following the pattern correctly. So I'm just going to very carefully rip out these stitches until I reach that first double crochet that I repeated. And I'm going to fix my mistake. So instead of that double, I'll put a single, and then I will alternate until I get to the end. Okay, so I'm at my last stitch here of the first row, and since that last stitch was a single crochet, I'm going to put a double crochet into that last stitch before we can start a new row. After the last loop on that double crochet, I'm going to chain 1 and turn. Turn my work, so now we're looking at the other side. And this is where the pattern starts to come together. So whenever we chained 1, we are now on top of a double crochet. So I can even turn the work back around to show you where that double crochet is. And so I am now going to put a single crochet on top of that double crochet. So that's going to be on the second chain from hook. So there's my single, and now in the next stitch you can see that there is a lot more space. That is where the double crochet goes because it goes on top of the single crochet. So I'll show you. It's really easy to see. On the right, where my thumb is, that is where the single crochet is going to go. You can tell that there's not as much room because it's a double crochet underneath that stitch. So you can see there's little areas of larger spaces and the stitches where there are smaller spaces. So it's easy to tell, should the double crochet go here or should the single crochet go here? And that's why I like this pattern so much. So you only have to focus on the first row. And then you're going to continue alternating double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, single crochet for the rest of the row until you reach the end. And I'm going to put my last double crochet in this last stitch right here. And make sure you want to put the hook into both of those V's. You want to yarn over, pull through, and isn't that lovely? They have this nice yarn join right in the middle of the ball of yarn. So once I finish that last double crochet, I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. And then I'm just going to repeat the process until I get a washcloth that is roughly a square. So remember that single crochet goes on top of double crochet and it gets 1 turning chain. And then I'm just going to alternate single, double, single, double. I like to do this while watching TV or listening to a podcast, having a nice beverage next to me. Got my dogs next to me. This is a very fun activity for me. So I've done this whole washcloth and these are my last few stitches. And then I'm going to show you how I weave in the ends. So it looks like I have a single and a double coming up. Sometimes the yarn gets splitty, but I still love it. All right, and now I'm just going to pull the yarn through. I'm going to cut a little tail. And that's how much yarn I have left. So you can make a washcloth plus things for 1 ball of yarn. You can get into this hobby for under $10. It's a really good use of time, especially if you sit in the car a lot or if you sit in your house and you're on bed rest or you're injured or you're sick. I really like to crochet. And so I just thread the yarn needle and I put the yarn needle in and out of the stitches and I push it through 1 time and then I'm going to turn around and do the same thing in the other direction. And that's going to really secure this yarn in the project. You will be able to put this washcloth in the washing machine on a regular cycle, cold water, and then you can put it in the dryer. I like to use these for my kitchen, in the bathroom. You can use them to wash your dishes. But yeah, I love these washcloths. And I just wanted to give my dogs a little brush on their beard. Yes, sir. They look so handsome. Just a little beard brushing before I go to the sink and I try out this washcloth for good. You can even, if you have a sink, a dual sink like this, you can hang it on the dual sink and it will dry. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.